Hey guys, so back again, and now what we need to do is just to edit. So this could be actually a fast video, or we could take a little bit more since I'm expecting to have a few troubles with this. So we have everything here set. We're receiving the information correctly. Okay, so you can see if I do this, we have all the information, and yeah. So let's grab this one, and so far we are not able to edit or update, so we're going to tackle that now. So let me just check. Okay, so we already have this public async edit post. Let me make this bigger so you can see we added this in the last video, but let me just show you something. Control F, delete. Okay, and this is the function on which we are deleting. I forgot to show you that, guys, sorry. So we have this on click delete with the current ID, and that is the only thing. So if we say current, let's just go up there. Okay, you can see we have this current ID, which is what is being set there. So we have the ID that we're getting from the parameters inside the URL. So that is the only thing that is going on there, in case you missed something. So now we have the edit. Sorry, not enable edit. So this one is class edit. Okay, let me just take a look at that. Oh yeah, sorry. What is going on here is that it's just toggling the button. I was kind of lost a few seconds, to be honest. Like, what the hell is going on here? But it's just toggling the button to say cancel or say edit. I just added that just like that. I was just, you can actually change that to just change the text, but well, shouldn't affect that much. So enough talking, and let's go. We need to add the function here because we don't have that. We only have this that post store that update. Sorry, that was my phone again. So let me just do something. Yep, I thought it was going to sound. Let me just, okay, silent. Sorry, it's my girlfriend, so sorry about that. Yeah, let's just go on. Give me a second, guys. It's kind of late, and I'm recording this. Okay, so you can see we have this ID and this post, which is the partial, okay, that contains what we have in the model. We have the model here, okay. So, but we need something else. What we need the files, okay, which is going to be an array of anything so far. We're going to set this as any as well, just to avoid any errors, okay. And since this is a demo, we're not being strict with most of the things, okay. So then you will refactor this to expect only a string or a number for your or you can pass the type ID, which is already set there, and set inside your function that you are expecting that type ID. But as I said, this is a demo and we're not going to worry too much about that. But we're going to focus about how to work a little bit more with Akita. So we need to do something here, okay? We will need to say let update post. So we're going to check a few things here. Well, not a few things, only one thing. Do we have a file or not? So far, we're only going to say this update post. Let me make this bigger. Okay, on lines 77 through 80. Okay, and what is going to do that is going to allow us to have so far defined the title and the content, and we're going to check. Okay, so let me make this smaller so we can see more. So it's not like this, sorry. Files is not equals to null. So remember, the files is going to be the file list coming from the image, okay, which is here, which is going to be taken or set using this handle input, which if I go here, you can see that this change is going to run this function, and you can see that we have this type file. So that is actually this one. Okay, it opens on my screen. Nice. Okay, so that is that. So now we're going to check, do we have a file or not? Okay, so if the files is not equals to new to null, sorry, what the hell? Well, it's kind of late, so remember that we have a function that already uploads the file. So we have this await this that upload image, and we're going to pass the files, but we will need to make this one async. Okay, so we don't have that error. So here is the scene, or the, yeah, here we will see if we have the file, and we're going to just set all the correct things that we require in order to set it inside Firebase. So we're going to set the cover and the file ref in order to reference that from the download URL and the file path, which are coming from the or are being set inside this upload image. As I said before, guys, here, let me just check that. You could use, instead of setting this as globals, okay, which is not a good thing actually, you could just say return, and you return a double value, which is going to be the, what the hell am I waiting there? The download URL and the file path. So actually we will only need to get the download URL. Yeah. But if you do all your, all the things that you need to do here, you could just say download URL and a file ref, and just return that is have these lines because those are not defined. Okay, but you could just do that, and that would be better actually, instead of setting those as globals like I'm using here. Okay, so boom, boom, we have the, okay, update. So from this we receive the download URL, which is the where it is stored, the actual HTTPS, and the file ref, which is just the name of the file, sorry. And we just do this, okay. Constant storage ref, you're going to set a new reference. You can set this as global, or yeah, well, it's actually fine to set it here. So storage ref, let me just make this bigger. We pass that file ref. That should be actually fine. Yes, because we're receiving the post. Okay, so that's why we have the post title and post content, because those are properties of that object, which is the type post. And okay, so we have the file ref, which is the reference or the name of the file stored inside Firebase. So as I said, if we have a file, then we're going to replace that file, but we will need to delete the other file. Okay, we don't have, or we don't want to have things that we're not using taking space. And this is just the same thing, just deleting that and setting or consoling this image deleted. And if we have an error, just consoling that error. And now we say, could you say this, copy and paste, await for this Firestore collection and posts. Okay, so let me just make this bigger again. So await for this specific document inside the post collection to be updated, and we're going to merge the values. Okay, so it's only going to affect the values that we are setting inside this update post. Okay, so we will need to go back to not models but post component and just call this. So let me just get that if in case. Okay, but we're going to say something here. This.bc, we want to sorry, equals to true. And let me just copy this. Form data fireref is going to be equals to the fireref we have. Okay. Then here we can say await that functionality. This at post service update. Okay, so we're going to update here, passing the current ID, the form data, which is only getting this sorry, is passing the form values, but here we're setting the file reference to what we have from the post or the object that we receive here or here. Okay, so that is that. And after that, we're going to say this that bc equals, not like that, but like this, to set it, not to check it, equals to false. Okay, let's save this one. Let's move this out of the way and let's take a look. Okay, so let's say fafa updated, fafa updated, and let's say submit. Okay, can read property 0 of undefined on which post service ts 1 2 3. Post service ts 1 2 3. Okay. Okay. Seems I made a mistake there. Just give me a second. Post service, not upload image, but the update files. Okay, this is a little odd. So yeah, I know what is going on here, but why? Public async edit post. Let me just go there. Public async edit post. We're going to set this visit to true. Fireref is passing and this post service update. Okay, we're calling that. And this image. We're passing the image. Okay, let me just maybe I made a mistake here, sorry. So we are inside the if. Okay, So far, we're not going to do anything here, and it's going to, let's just say this. Let me just console that log files to see what the hell is going on. Okay, hit pause, submit, undefined. Oh, so that returns as undefined. Okay, if I choose one, choose file. Okay, just get one file pretty quick. Got this one, and okay, and submit, and it's passing like that. Okay, so we're not going to check if it's null, but we're going to check if it's undefined. So that is actually okay. Just give me a second. So upload image, remove, update. Okay. Or maybe let me just do something because that could be a problem there. If not, I'm just going to set it to undefined and see if that is actually the case. Save this one. It's refreshing because I'm checking if that is identical. So let's say updated, updated, submit. Okay, and you can see we have that. Okay, so what was the problem there? And you will see why this is important in this case. Okay, I save this again. Okay, in case we don't have no error, it's going to refresh, and let me just say new post late night. This is a late night post. Submit, and you can see it's working. So just a little tip, what the hell is that S doing there? Let me just do this one more time, guys. Sorry about this. Submit, and everything is working fine. Let's add a smiley face because we should be happy. Okay, so again, if I don't get any other stupid thing now, so here I'm checking. So this null value is a little tricky. Okay, so this one, as you can see, or as you saw here, is returning undefined or was returning undefined. Okay, so that in this case is equal to this null value that we have inside this if on line 82. But what if I add another equal sign, which is this symbol? Okay, let me just make this bigger. Is going to check if this object or if this files is actually the type null, okay, which is a special type. I can't remember if this was the name. Sorry if I'm messing this up, but the idea is that it needs to be null. Okay, a null is a weird value, but we can check if something is null or not. But in order to be null, it doesn't need to be undefined. It needs to be specifically null and have the values of a null value. Okay, if that makes sense. So with this, it is not working because it's not null, it's undefined, which is different. Okay, that's why I said in case this thing was not working, I could just check for undefined there. Okay, you can see we have that, and everything should have worked that way. Should have worked that way. So, and let's say choose file. Let me just select one file, guys. Give me a second. I have a ton of crap there. So, okay. Just give me a second. I'm on the wrong folder. Okay, I deleted this one. So let me just open this one back again and say submit. You can see we're receiving this. Okay, and we have the new image. Okay, so that is that. You want to show the percentage there, then what you need to do is go back to add post, not module, sorry, but component, and you will do the same, get the percentage, set the percentage to be equal to what we have in the post service, which is the property, and subscribe to the percent changes which is being set in the upload function. And then let me go to add post, use it just as the way we are doing it here. Okay, just addressing percentage inside this interpolation and adding the percentage symbol just like that, and you will be able to set the percentage. Because let's do this one more time. Let me just go back. Okay, I see which ones do I have. Okay, edit post just for fun. This is just for fun. Choose file. Let me just get another one. This one maybe open and submit. And you can see we don't have anything there. And you can see everything changes and we have this mode activated still. So yeah, I think that's it for this kind of section. We will move to the styling next time. So I think I will record that later. Of course, it's already almost 2 a.m. So yeah, I'm a little tired. So, but during this quarantine, I would be recording at this time. So yeah, again, sorry if I say a bad word. Sometimes I cannot, my head is in another place, so sorry about that. And yeah, we actually didn't need the post store here. So yeah, and in case you're interested, we're going to see Vue.js, okay, and we're going to work with Vuex, and you will see how similar Akita, Vuex, and Redux are, okay, because it's the same structure, the same functionality, and you will see, in case you're interested, of course, how those work and the difference between those in terms of syntax and in terms of the different languages. Okay, we can call them like that. Of course, JavaScript, TypeScript, and the other one is still JavaScript, but it works in a different way, which is Vue. Okay, so yeah, and yeah, I think that's everything for now. We use one more thing. You can use until destroy here if you want to remove any subscription, because okay, so far we don't have any subscription because we're handling everything inside the service, and Firebase is checking for most of those actually. So yeah, but yeah, so we will tackle the styling the next time, the next video. So far we are able to handle the basic functionality, okay, the CRUD functionality, and update the store while we update and make changes inside the Firebase collection. So I was going to say something else, but I forgot. Okay, and one more thing, one more thing. I know. Which one is, okay, it's not that one, it's this one. Okay, what is the point of using Akita? The point with Akita is just to not do everything waiting for the server. Okay, so we make this first call and we should be able to work with this call even though we refresh the page. Okay, so now if we refresh the page, we make another call. What we could do here is that, let me just, we could set a trigger or a variable that, or just store this in a file, okay, and check if that file has the values, so we don't look again inside the server, inside Firebase. So you could check, do we have these values now, or do a little interval that is going to write the Akita store into a file, and from that file we're going to get the subsequent request, unless we update the store, adding more things, because we will need to get a fresh setup in Akita in order to show the correct instances. Okay, there's something that you could do, which is the optimistic updates, but as I said, when we click this, okay, I'm receiving all this from Akita, and when I refresh this, I'm setting the store back again and receiving again from Akita. Okay, this will depend on the application you are going to build. If you want the information here, because remember that you can set interpolation with this and just grab what you have from this, okay, the changes here, and just the optimistic update is that you will grab here. It doesn't matter if it is in the store or in Firebase, sorry, in Firestore. You will just set it here and move on. Okay, but in this case we need to get the image. Of course, you can just wait for that and get from the function the URL as we're getting, and just paste it inside this. So all this is going to be kind of fake. Okay, so right now we're receiving that from the Firestore, but you can just fake this out. But there's a little problem with that. What happens if during the update or the setup we lose something? Okay, if I submit this, what if the problem occurs, or that there is a problem with Firebase, with my connection, whatever, and we don't reach that point on which we have the data, okay, that we write the data inside Firestore. So in case you do the optimistic update, you will need to be sure that the data is passing. Okay, if not, you will update the data here in the template, and the data will not be getting inside Firestore. Then when your user comes back, they will see that you don't have the correct information. Okay, so you need to be aware of that, because this is something that you can do with GraphQL, and of course with this kind of applications that you are handling a server or a database. So it's the same with this. Okay, that's why you should have a backup plan in case that you are going to do a bigger application. So something, as I said, that you could do is just to write all this into a file, then grab from that file, copy the state, because if you refresh, Akita is going to be wiped out. So you will just grab from the file those values, and in an interval of maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes, you can just be checking, okay, retrieve again the information from the server and check if that is updated, okay, or just throw that back again into a new store. And yeah, but as I said, it's more work, it's more planning, but it's something that you could have in mind, and you could need that kind of functionality. But as I said, this is just a demo how you can do all this. And the problems that you could face is that if you do the optimistic updates, you are going to be sure, or you need to make sure that the data is going to pass every single time to the server, okay, that is going to be updated and written inside the database every single time. So yeah, well, that's all, and in the next video, as I said, we're going to check the styling. Thanks again, guys, and see you in the next one.